All right, 49ers locker room intel here from Levi's following the preseason week 2 win over the New Orleans Saints. I was downstairs in the locker room. I have a lot of information for you. First off, Brandon Aiyuk was in the building tonight and he watched the game from a booth like this with the 49ers players who are injured right now. They're saying technically that Brandon Aiyuk has a sore back, but Kyle Shanahan implied that that was just part of the mechanism of the hold-in, so he does not get fined in his press conference the other day. In the locker room, this was fascinating. Walked up to Malik Mustafa, who was wearing a Ronnie Lott jersey that he bought shortly after being drafted by the 49ers, called Ronnie Lott the GOAT. He said that he had met Ronnie Lott not too long ago, just a few days ago, and Malik's locker is right next to Trent Williams' locker. Remember that Trent Williams took up like 3 locker spots last year. Definitely took 2, and then he expanded his territory to a 3rd locker stall down the stretch run of the season. Well, as Trent Williams' holdout continues, all of his stuff is packed into his actual locker, but the 49ers have 90 guys on the roster right now before the cutdowns happen, so they've needed to give Trent Williams, take away some space from Trent Williams. They needed to give one of his spots to one of the rookies, and they've given it to Malik Mustafa. So I asked Malik, hey, have you met Trent Williams? He's like, no, because Trent was here, veteran minicamp, and Malik said, no, haven't had a chance to meet him yet, and I'm not really looking forward to because I kind of invaded his space, and they're probably going to kick me out once he does come back. But he was joking. He was just saying that he's excited to meet Trent Williams, but he knows that his locker is probably going to be elsewhere. Thought Malik Mustafa was good again. He's wearing that Ronnie Lott jersey. You better hit hard when you're wearing that jersey. And we have indeed seen some good contact from the 49ers' versatile rookie DB out of Wake Forest. The reason that Jauan Jennings didn't play today is because he's got a minor oblique injury. Kyle Shanahan expects him back this week. Winters has a knee bruise. He's also expected back soon. Ricky Pearsall obviously didn't play. He's been out for a little bit. The shoulder, they're just hoping that he can clear all the tests the next time that he exposes himself to contact. Shanahan classified Pearsall as day-to-day. Brock Purdy is going to play on Friday against the Raiders. It's going to be a quick turnaround for the 49ers as they move forward here into this next week. Kyle Shanahan said exactly what I thought he was going to say, that Brock Purdy wanted to get some snaps to knock off some rust. They're comfortable with the personnel there. In front of him, obviously, Jalen Moore, I don't think blocked all too well. I'm going to be watching the tape, and I'll have the report on all that tomorrow. But the 49ers don't believe that they put Purdy into a compromised position, and they do think that he needs some reps to build that in-game cohesion, especially with his center, Jake Brendel, who's missed some camp practices due to the load management that they're doing with the knee tendonitis. Jacob Cowing is another player who I talked to. It sounds like the 49ers really believe in him to be the punt returner. I don't think that's finalized yet, but he did a lot of punt return work today. It wasn't an easy day to be a punt returner. The Saints threw out 2 punters on a windy night, a right-footed punter and a left-footed punter, and Jacob Cowing was fine in all situations. Obviously also made a lot of nice catches. Talked to Josh Dobbs, talked to Brandon Allen, the 2 QBs who were thrown to Cowing, and Dobbs and Cowing connected on the one pump fake pass, the 38-yarder. Ever since coming off of his hamstring injury a few days ago, Jacob Cowing has gotten stronger and stronger at practice, and then today he showed off that amazing burst, the fastest burst out of all receivers in the draft over the first 5 yards, and I think it paired perfectly with a pump fake. That's something that I asked both Cowing and Josh Dobbs about, and they obviously agreed. This is a guy that's built for that type of role. Now, if he can return punts, and 49ers are obviously trying him out there, then he's got a spot on not only on this roster, but also on the active roster game days, and they may have a rookie punt returner back there. As far as defenders go, Malik Mustafa and Renardo Green, I talked to Renardo in the locker room today, and Renardo and Mustafa actually trained together in the offseason. So remember last week on the field at Tennessee when, my thing was I saw Mustafa directing traffic and Renardo was a little misaligned on a play, and he made sure he got everything buttoned up before the snap. I was really impressed that 2 rookies could communicate that way. Well, when I asked Renardo about it, he said, yeah, we've been training together, so we have that cohesion. And then you talk to Malik Mustafa, and the maturity that just oozes from him. The whole Ronnie Lott connection. He respects the elders of the 49ers. And, I mean, Ronnie Lott's a gold jacket guy, Hall of Fame guy. The fact that a young player like Malik Mustafa is already paying homage to that 49ers history, I think, is a good sign. And Renardo made some plays today. Nice pass breakup against Derek Carr early in the game. I also was able to introduce myself to KJ Wright and talk to the 49ers' new quality control assistant who's helping out with the linebackers in the locker room. He was on that Seattle defense, one of the great defenses of all time, the Legion of Boom defenses. I know that the 49ers fans have bad memories of that defense, but that's in the past. Richard Sherman's already played for the 49ers, won an NFC championship with them. So KJ Wright was obviously teammates with Richard Sherman. Kyle Shanahan respected that Legion of Boom cover 3 Seattle-style defense so much that he adopted it with the 49ers. They play it now. They've played it for years. And I think KJ Wright is a really, really interesting addition to the San Francisco coaching staff. By the way, today, Kyle Shanahan, he's decided that he just wants to sit in more of an evaluation role over the course of this preseason, or at least the first 2 games. Maybe he'll get back to calling plays on Friday in Las Vegas. But for the second straight game, he gave play calling duties to Clay Kubiak, 49ers pass game assistant. And then the play caller on the other side was former 49ers pass game specialist and Clay Kubiak's older brother, Clint Kubiak. He's now the offensive coordinator of the Saints. So it was Kubiak against Kubiak today, both of them up here at this level in the booth above Levi's Stadium. By the way, you could take a look at Levi's. You could see no painting yet on the field. It's the same field or same turf that they had for a couple big soccer matches over the course of this offseason. Now, if you know soccer players and soccer teams, much more particular about the grass. So if it's good enough to play soccer on, it's good enough to play football on. Next time that we're here, it's going to be Monday Night Football, September 9th against the Jets, and I can guarantee you that field's going to be painted. You're going to see the SF logo in the middle, and it's going to be a whole lot more boisterous than it was tonight at Levi's Stadium. It was just a preseason game. We're going to get to see the 49ers return to the scene of the crime of the Super Bowl on Friday to wrap up the preseason. More Brock Purdy, maybe that offensive line for the 49ers performs a little bit better. Maybe they have more weapons out there for Purdy. Maybe it's a little bit more of a dress rehearsal vibe, and those first couple drives go better next week. It didn't go well today. It didn't seem that the offense was able to find any rhythm, whether it be separation, pass protection, whatever. 49ers were just looking to knock off some rust, and I think they did that. They could build a little bit of confidence with Brock Purdy if they want to next week. But this is the preseason. It is absolutely nothing to overreact to. 49ers entering the season with an MVP finalist at QB1, and hell, Josh Dobbs looked good tonight. Some upside there, you could tell physically. Now, is he reading the defense when it comes to passing the football the way that Kyle Shanahan wants to? Because I could tell you they really like Brandon Allen too. I think there's a non-zero chance the 49ers carry 3 QBs on their 53-man roster, but that is TBD. All right, that is a loaded 8 minutes. 49ers locker room reaction. I'm off to right. We'll talk to you guys soon.